a window to God's love. A pair of headphones can become a line of inspiration. An afternoon drive can become a path of peace. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, take time to listen to General Conference. That's an email that was sent to all of us who are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints from our church. And I felt inspired to talk about preparation for General Conference. Hey, Angela, it's good to see you. Hey, Selena. Hey, holler. So, first of all, I need to tell you, when I first was invited to General Conference, it was about a year before I was baptized, and friends said to me, "Oh, you really should watch General Conference." And I'm going, "What? I got to take 2 days out of my weekend to watch General Conference?" Holy cows. So I watched it only because I was afraid I was going to be quizzed. But I didn't know what Nephi was or macaroni, meaning Nephi and Moroni. I didn't understand what they were. So I literally just watched it only because I was afraid I was going to be quizzed. But I got to tell you, I didn't get anything out of it. And I think it's because I wasn't ready to hear the message at the time. I feel that I was so still anti-Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that I did not want to hear anything from that message. Plus, I also didn't understand it. I didn't understand a lot of the vocabulary. But now, as I get ready to prayerfully hear the message from our seers, prophets, and everyone in our church and our general authorities and everyone who's prayerfully been fasting for General Conference, I see the importance of it. And my friend Angela goes, "Yep, you too long time, no talk." Holler. Yeah, we were just on the phone. My friend Angela in South Jordan, we were on the phone talking earlier. She's helping me edit my book. So holler to Angela because that's a lot of work. She sent me a text today. It was hilarious. She goes, what did it say? She goes, I think you meant to say wards, but you put award-winning steak center. Like steak, like as in you're going to eat the steak. And she goes, "I'll never be able to go to another steak center again without thinking award-winning steak center." So yeah, she's got her work cut out for her. But I got to say, holler for doing that. So General Conference has become something that over the past few years since I've been baptized has been very near and dear to my heart, because it's our chance to hear from God, because God is speaking. Just like when I defended Elder Holland when he was talking at BYU, I said that wasn't him speaking. That was God speaking through him. He was a conduit. And I know all too well that you got to follow those promptings and you got to follow that feeling that you get. So I want to share with you some things that I do to prepare for a General Conference. One of them is I usually fast before, and I ask God if there's a message that I need to hear. And it's amazing how when I focus on a specific question, that someone who's speaking will answer that question or that prompting. It strikes me so strong when that comes through the TV or in my case, it's my Apple laptop that I watch it from, or I'll watch it from my iPad, which is pretty cool. So I take notes, and I'll be posting a lot of stories of things that I'm prompted to, that I feel resonate with myself. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't resonate with you. But this is a call for anybody who is following, who is a non-member of the church. If you're a non-member of the church and you want to experience God speaking to you tomorrow and Sunday, I highly encourage you to watch General Conference. And our church sent out an email, and at the bottom of that email, it says, if you would like to tag a friend on Instagram. And there's a video that they shared, and I'm going to pull this up right here because this is my Instagram page, and that's the video that they're sharing. And it says you just scroll down to the bottom and you hit tag, and you can actually tag a friend that you think would benefit from hearing this message from General Conference. And that's one of the ways that I'm going to go through and tag some friends that I prayerfully feel could benefit from this message that are non-members of the church. But I also want them to know that, like myself, I didn't understand everything in the beginning or what was being spoke. At the time, I wasn't even open to feeling the Spirit because I was so shut off from that Spirit. I was so shut off from feeling those promptings because I was so against our church. But I have seen and witnessed those that are open to receiving the message from General Conference, that are non-members, can feel and resonate with the Spirit of our prophet, seer, and the general authorities that are assigned to speak, because they are all called of God to share his message. And I can testify that if you're open to receiving those promptings and messages, you can be like myself now, where I can't wait for General Conference tomorrow. It starts Eastern Standard Time at 12 noon, Mountain Standard Time, that's 10 a.m. I can't wait to log on to General Conference tomorrow and see the messages that are going to be sent our way and the delivery process. So how do you prepare for General Conference? Another thing I do is I listen to last General Conference, or what I'll do is just even read scripture and find out what it is I need to focus on to receive that message that is set forth by us. And being in the Elders Quorum presidency, it's important because I'll also take notes of different talks that I want to address in the Elders Quorum, that I want to share with the Elders Quorum, or talks that I may feel prompted to share with you on Instagram Live. And that's something that I'm gonna do. And that's why General Conference is so important to me. So let's see if I can get to all of your comments. We have TAR says waving hands. And we have our friend MELLY says a face with 3 hearts and thumbs up. And as I'm waving to everybody back, our friend Marion's daughter says, thank you for your authenticity and being so honest. What a gift you are to the world. Well, I think the same way about you. I think, Marion, you're an amazing gift, and I'm honored to call you a friend and an eternal sister. Our friend MELLY Waters says, dying emoji. So this is an interesting story. The photos I took 2 years ago when I had front row tickets to General Conference, one of the security guards that was looking at me because I was probably acting so goofy, said, hey, that's me in the second photo. So I pinned his comment to the top. So you all have to go see that because it's hilarious. And my friend Angela says he meant words and stakes, but it said awards and stakes. Holler! Yes, it did. It said awards and stakes. So she's always going to think she's getting an award-winning steak when she goes to the steak center, which actually, I'm craving steak right now. I don't know why. It's probably because I was talking to my friend Angela. Holler! DKY says, I just listened to your book for the second time again. She loves it. So, well, thank you. I'm so glad you were able to listen to the audiobook. It just makes my day. I'm glad. And Angela is working on editing all the awards and all the stakes out of my third manuscript that should be submitted to Cedar Fort now, but we'll talk about that later. My friend Sandy from West Jordan, I just submitted your name to the temple. You're having a hip replacement. So anybody that is watching, I took a screenshot of her name, so I will get that. I will say that. Sandy, I hope you don't mind. It's spelled Sandie. Then it's Alward. And then the last name is Kriegel. So if we could all keep her in our prayers. She is having a hip replacement on Monday, I believe. And we just want you to know that you are in our prayers. So we are going to be keeping you in our prayers, Sandy. And I can't wait to go to the temple with you. And you have to get your temple renewed, which I know you're going to do after surgery. And I pray that you're going to recuperate quickly. Our friend SQUIGGS says, I think you continue to inspire me. Keep it up. Well, my friend, you guys inspire me. So please don't underestimate that power because it's all of you. And my friend MELLY says, me too. And we have, let's see. We have our friend XANGO85. Hello from South Dakota. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have been to all 50 states in the US. You know, the one state I haven't been to is South Dakota. Go figure. Out of all the states, I've been to every state in the US. But back when I was about 11 miles from the border, I was in North Dakota with my executive assistant. And she says, do you want to drive to South Dakota? It's only 11 miles away. And I said, what do we need to do that for? But at the time, I had, there was like 20 other states I'd never visited. I never thought I would never make it to South Dakota. So I know I'll end up out there somewhere. I will get to all those states. So our friend Sandy from West Jordan says, yes, I'm listening for some answers to we fast and pray. I felt this meeting two prophets. That you were a nurse for prophets, and that's how you joined the church, I believe, if I remember correctly. But we're not allowed to talk about that because that's secret. That's HIPAA. We call it HIPAA. Hey, Terry, it was great talking to you on the phone today for over an hour. Loved catching up. Miss you in my ward in Connecticut, but I'm glad you're with your peeps in Utah. So, and I pray they're taking good care of you. So Rachel_Williams 409 says, you're awesome, Dennis. Well, I think the same way about you. And please don't forget that. Marion's daughter says, thank you so much. I'm eternally thankful to be considered a friend and eternal sister. Yes, you are, Marion's daughter. I just love you, dear Dennis. Well, I think the same about you. And we have our friend Sandy says, thank you for the prayers, and that means a lot, and I pray that everybody is praying for you. Our friend Colleen Lowe, Sister Lowe, did you change your profile photo? It looks different. She goes, hello, wonderful friend. And my friend John Lowe is on, so that's awesome. Sandy says, I will, I can't wait. And Marion's daughter says, what an honor to pray for Sandy. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Love and prayers for your sweet lady. I think that life with Sandy is my favorite. Holler! So that is super cool. Hey, Jim is happy. I just love that screen name. Let's see who else we have comments. Our friend Nancy says, hello from Cedar City, Utah. Cedar City, Utah is so cool. I have a friend, Tiffany, who goes to the temple in Cedar City, and we did dueling temple sessions. I went at 6 p.m. my time in Hartford, Connecticut at the temple, and she went at 4 p.m. her time, and we simultaneously took selfies of each other and sent them to each other, and she was at the Cedar City temple. So next time you're at that temple, think of me when you go in. Well, that's not really good to say, but you know what I mean. You need to be focusing on God and that it's the house of the Lord. Colleen says, I see a trip to South Dakota in your future. Holler! I would love to go there, Colleen. And plus they have all those beautiful parks. Jim is happy, says, good evening. I love the picture behind you. You and the story from the Bible is a real work. My answer often comes when I'm praying for others. I agree with you. And the picture behind me is actually of Mary leaning to Jesus. And I just think that's so powerful. And actually, I got all these gifts today from our friend AIY. She sent me this pillow, which is pretty cool. It's so comfy. And it's God's hand. And I just love it. And she goes, remember who you are. And on the other side, it has a picture of me doing my younger brother's ordinance at the Provo City Center Temple. And she dated it. And at the bottom, it says 10/31/2017. Holler! Is that not cool? This is super comfy. I'm going to have this tomorrow when I'm watching General Conference. And she also sent me oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. So, and I'm going to read you what it says. It says, gaze upward, reach outward, look inward, and always press forward with a steadfast in Christ. And she signed her name and she says, for my friend Dennis. And she put that at the bottom. I'm hanging this up. This is awesome. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. My post office box is like getting really packed. And let's see what other comments I have or we have. Thank you, Marion daughter. My friend Sandy is thanking you for the prayers. TARM says, I watched the movie and after that I decided to dress in my Sunday best. I like that. And act that I'm at the conference center. That is so cool. It helps me a lot. Remember all. That is cool. I'm actually going to be in my pajamas, but I like that you're wearing your Sunday best because it reminds you of being in the conference center. And I can't wait for the day when we can go back to the conference center. Holler on that one. And my friend TARMA says the movie is good too. And she says, so yeah. Oh, Colleen says that pillow is awesome. John says, love the pillow. Who sent you the pillow? My friend on Instagram, Ayana, sent me the pillow and the picture. And it was such a huge box. I mean, huge. When I went to my post office box, I was like, oh my gosh, what did I order? And it was a gift for me. So our friend WRLD says, from April, I finally made it online. You finally made it. I love both these pictures and photos and pillow. I'm glad you're on here. This is cool. And my friend Terry, you're going to be watching General Conference tomorrow. I'm so excited I was able to remind you because he forgot. General Conference is already? Holler. He goes, was amazing. He loved the movie. I got to meet the director and to see a preview of the movie before it came out. That's because he's in security. So if you need security, Terry is the man. He will protect you. And I feel protected with him. Colleen says, PJ, for me too. Yeah. And the, what did you call it? PJ Super Bowl or PJ Big Bowl or one of those? I'm not good with sports. So is it Big Bowl, Super Bowl? One of those. Anyway, I try my best. But so Colleen, you're in PJs. And let's see who else we have. And that's it. So I'm going to say I wish you all the best of General Conference tomorrow and be open to those revelations and feelings that you can get from watching. And I will be watching from my home in Connecticut and I can't wait. And maybe I'll go on tomorrow night and share some of what I felt from General Conference. You never know. I have to follow those promptings. So I'm sending love and light your way. You're awesome. And remember, God loves you too.